Party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Rog Smuve and Los. Rumble Aldo NICE is the uncle.
This past weekend, I ran through my favorite original Netflix series that came back with a new season. I'm talking about Last Chance U. I can relate to them boys on so many different levels. And like all other seasons, this shit was gas. But one of the underlying talking points was gentrification. And with this just brings me to my next point. Growing up in a non-metro area, this is not no stuff you really see or have to deal with. And this got me thinking, who's to blame for gentrification? The real estate folk who trying to get their bread up? Or is it like the peoples in these neighborhoods who kind of like, I don't know, just making sure they shit stay afloat? Or is it the government, the local government not putting provisions for this type of stuff to happen? That people get lost in a shuffle of people trying to get their cheese up? It just was an interesting thought exercise, I guess you'd say.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo NICE.
It's your boy Rog Smuve.
It's your boy Los, a.k.a. C.A.P.
Before I even get into the gentrification, which is obviously the biggest issue that Rumble was talking about, I'm just curious. I didn't get a chance to watch Last Chance U. Man, this coronavirus got me ass backwards. The things I usually do, I just don't do them in the same timely manner, dog. Are y'all already done watched it?
I watched it already.
I guess Los.
And it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Los.
Los, you always find time to watch TV. I get you be talking about how busy your life be, but you be watching the hell out of some TV, brother.
I'll be up late.
That's what I was about to say. Personally, I think Los don't go to bed. I think he don't get tired.
That's it.
I'll be up late.
That's it. That boy be up at 4 in the morning.
I've never seen Last Chance U.
Not any
I'm
of it.
always up late. Huh?
You never seen any seasons, Raj?
I've never seen Last Chance. I've never seen one episode of Last Chance U.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So this is like a staple
alien,
for like a me and Los to be around this time of year. You know, whatever, just being around there, drinking, smoking late at night, and then like watch an episode or two, and then that get me started while I watch the whole season. But shit, I ain't been to Los' house in what, 3 months?
Yep. It's been a while.
So
we ain't kicked it in a few weeks.
We kicking it
now.
today when this podcast drop. That's I'm putting it down.
Putting it out.
Putting it out there, putting it in the environment.
Yeah.
Is it the white coach again? That boy who was wilding at Independence?
No, it's a new guy.
Same school?
He from it's a different school. It's school in Oakland. Definitely forgot the name of the school, but they poor. They really don't have nothing, man. They had
usually poor.
They have a bunch of kids. He just a better coach than which they won the state champion.
Usually when you got a bunch of kids, you usually poor and don't have nothing. But go ahead.
No, I was in the school, like, you know how Independence was building stuff and all of that?
Yeah.
That school was, like, they didn't have dorms, they didn't have meal plans for the boys.
These boys bad off.
Yeah, they down bad. They had a kid sleeping, like, really sleeping in his car.
So it's not like the best school with, like, the best athletes like the last 2 seasons.
No. They had some good athletes, but it was a whole different environment.
Because Raj,
it wasn't nothing like the last one.
Raj, some of them boys, I mean, I know you say you never watched it, but some of them boys, like, starting running back for Arkansas.
Yeah, I know, like Spencer Rattler at Oklahoma was on.
No. That's a whole different show. That's QB1.
Oh, that was QB1.
QB1.
Right.
Yeah, QB1 beat them boys. That'd be Jacob Fromm and all of them.
At one point in time, I thought QB1, All American, and Last Chance U was like the same, like different seasons of the same.
So you thought your boy Spencer was an actual real life.
Thought he was in high school
Spencer
for real.
A real life person, and he is a real life person. But I thought that Spencer was a real life person.
That boy ain't real. He from Europe.
He ain't real.
Europe. He from somewhere else.
UK. No, somewhere like that. I mean, y'all stupid.
Somewhere.
So I'm not gonna spoil.
His name, huh?
We definitely not gonna spoil Last Chance U for everybody. But Lawrence had a good point talking about gentrification and specifically it not being a country problem. You from Shreveport, Los, but I still think of Shreveport as an urban area that's got country. And I mean, a lot of people who come to Louisiana and specifically New Iberia be like, Man, y'all country, but y'all ain't country as I thought. It's more like kind of hood country. And I think we could say that Shreveport and New Iberia kind of hood country.
Yes, they all started gentrification out there in Shreveport in the downtown area.
Yeah. And I mean, in most places, like Raj, I mean, they didn't start like huge gentrification in New Iberia or Lafayette, but it's there. But I would say that take it back, once we move to bigger cities like Denver and Houston, gentrification is something that's obvious and it's a real thing. Like, were you aware of the issue with gentrification? I'm gonna start with Raj. When did you get aware of that being a big issue?
So I'm gonna say, like Lawrence, I completely agree with him, and from his standpoint, from just like a small town mindset, like I don't remember it ever being a thing. Like I don't remember growing up being like, damn, they knocked they knocked the hood down to build some nice stuff, you know. Like no, they knocked the hood down to build Squirrel Run. Like I don't ever remember that being a thing. So to be honest with you, the first time that I've ever had real life and definitely like practical examples is when I moved to Denver. And to be honest with you, like gentrification doesn't piss me off as much as it pisses off a lot of people, but like the amount of a home that has just been gentrified, like or an area that has been gentrified, pisses me off. Like, and I guess that might go hand in hand, but like I just don't think. I just hate. I see houses down the road from me where I live in my zip code, and they're literally 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom shacks, going for $345,000 because
all day long.
Because that land is worth that much. So if you got enough capital to just buy that house and that property, knock it down, build something nicer, sell it, you're making your money back easily. But you gotta have that capital, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you. I don't know, that part of gentrification kind of. I mean, that capitalistic part that Rumble talked about makes a bunch of sense. I think the first time that I was really made aware of gentrification was in New Orleans, right after Katrina, when it's like the Calio and it's the Magnolia, and then all of a sudden they're not there no more, and people who are kind of like going there and now they're building other structures in the places where the projects used to be, and it's kind of like, oh shit, these people are moving back, and it made a lot of sense to me that and I mean, it's just downtown New Orleans in general, and then downtown Houston now, is that I saw a bunch of people who traditionally you wouldn't see in the downtown area moving there. Because think about it, in the big picture, big scheme of things, man, it's like the cyclical nature of white flight, right? Where it's white folks are in the cities, then the black people start kind of being able to move in the cities, and white folks move further out, and then further out. In Houston, it looks like this. They move from outside of the Loop, then outside of the Beltway. Now they're trying to be outside of 99, Grand Parkway, which if you don't know nothing, that is miles outside of the city. They build these little communities like Sugarland, like Pearland, like Katy, like Humble,
Richmond.
Yeah, just to get
Rosenberg.
Absolutely. Just to get away from us.
The Woodlands. Yeah.
And then you see us start showing up in those places. And they like, you know what? Tell on that. I'm not going to keep moving out. I'm going to come back to the middle. I'm going to take 2nd Ward. I'm going to take 4th Ward. I'm going to take 5th Ward. I'm going to build up houses in the tray. And this and those property values are going to be better and everything else out. And we're going to start moving those poorer people out. So from a bigger scheme, I mean, it's like, I don't see the problem with it if nobody else is like, but when it's kind of like you're predatory with it and kind of like preying on people because you know the property value is going up and you're trying to get them out of that. That's what I have a problem with. But I mean, if nobody else was doing nothing, yeah. If nobody doing nothing with it, though, if it's a dilapidated house that's sitting there and like, some family owns the rights to it, and they sitting there like, you don't want that house. Oh, these people gonna give us $200,000 for it? Well, shit, sell it. And they don't know what the value of it, and they don't have the money to build on it. Then I can't fault people for going to do that.
Yeah, I think what happens, I witnessed it in 3rd Ward. All that, whole 3rd Ward didn't look nothing like that when I was going to school. Out there. The thing about it, I think people having a problem with that is because it's people living in those houses. Yes. The problem of that is a lot of those people weren't taken care of or couldn't afford to take care of those houses. So they just overpriced them and got them out of there. And the other thing too.
What do you mean by
that
overpriced them? Explain that to me.
Well, I mean, like they if you was late on your property taxes or whatever, those type of things.
Well, that was gonna happen
they'd
anyway.
be like, well,
that was gonna happen anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe they would have had a little more time. But you know, they were kind of making and moving things around where they'd be able to get those people out.
Yeah, you talking about like
faster.
foreclosing on people's cribs and shit like that.
Yeah, like a lot quicker than normal. And then too, people been renting that house for years and all those things. Like I'm talking about 30, 40 years, might been renting that house or something like that. And look, I think they was like technicality things they was getting them out of there.
Well, if you rent the house, they could always move you out of there though too.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it's just some of the technicalities. I think they were kind of playing a little quicker than everybody else.
So one of our most intimate experiences with gentrification would be Best Friend Weekend DC. Think about that house. Think about that whole area. That was all the gentrified area of Washington DC. Mm-hmm. And Karen and Kyle with their bitch ass was in a big gentrified house. Yeah, right. Like that's the part of it that bothers me. That when it's like this is a black neighborhood or this is a black and brown neighborhood, and then you're gonna move us out of here, and so you could go walk your dog, and run around in a little bit of shorts. And then if you see black people there, you act like black people not supposed to be there. Now that part pisses me off about gentrification. If you willing to move back into a neighborhood that's been predominantly black or been black for a long time, and then you trying to call the cops on black people and do whatever, that part bothers the shit out of me. I can't do that. Yeah.
That's they down bad for that.
I mean, it's funny because I think about it, I say we country and hood. Like every HBCU is either in the country or the hood. I don't know why that just came to mind when Rumble said that. Like think about it. Los, you tell me, country or hood? PV.
Country.
TSU.
Hood.
Southern.
Hood.
Grambling.
Country.
Dillard.
Oh, hood.
Xavier.
Definitely hood.
Wiley College.
Country.
See, I mean, I'm just telling you, it's just Louisiana, Texas. It's no in between. It's not like It's not like college towns like UL, like it's in Lafayette, and it's like it's just
Mississippi Valley hood, country, Jackson, Mississippi Valley in the middle of absolute nowhere.
Yeah,
like Jackson State, middle of nowhere, like country, like you right.
And then if you start going to Atlanta, like they in the hood, Howard hood. You know what I mean? Like but there's historical reasons why that is, but it's crazy when you start talking about like all of this stuff. And I mean, I talked about redlining on the last podcast, or maybe it was 2 podcasts ago, and I looked it up, the definition, just for like some accuracy for people who listen who might not know about the concept. It's an unethical practice that puts services, financial or otherwise, out of a reach of a residents of certain areas based on race or ethnicity. It could be seen in the systematic denial of mortgages, insurance, loans, or other financial services based on location, rather than an individual's qualification or credit worthiness. Notably, the policy of redlining is felt the most by residents of minority neighborhoods. So it's like back in the 60s, 70s, and this was the whole case for reparations about how, they wouldn't let black people live in certain places. And then it's like, okay, those communities become places where white people can live and get the property for cheap and take advantage of government subsidies and everything else. And then that goes on all the way from the 50s to the 60s to the 70s. And now that land is worth a bunch, these people own stuff. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, black people can finally, like, we changed the rules so black people can kind of move there. So then that becomes the white flight thing. So you buy in that property for a lot more, like these people bought it for cheap way long time ago. Now they selling it to us at an inflated value, or they stand there and keeping it whatever, moving to the next spot to where they have enough money, enough capital to gentrify things and to just keep kind of making money in this real estate game. And I mean, not to sound too fucking defeatist or too like conspiracy theorist, but going back to what you said, it doesn't bother me like the gentrification thing as much as I think it should, right? That a lot of times we can't gentrify in such the same way or buy these inexpensive property because we don't have the generational wealth that they do based upon things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this boy's going and buy a whole block.
I definitely agree with you. And I think, when you talk about, like country and moving out and whatnot, was crazy to me, like I don't know, how many of our listeners have been like all over the state of Colorado, but like there's plenty of flat places to build a house, not just like mountains everywhere. There's plenty of flat places to like build a house, like to build a community. Like if we had land, like that's like there's just plenty of room, but somebody's just sitting on that. You know what I mean? Like somebody just has that, and like eventually, it's just gonna be an investment property. You know what I mean? Like it sucks. Like it sucks all the way around for us. Whenever you go back that far and you look at it. So to me, it's not really even a conspiracy theory. It's history.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so Rumble, you guys talk about some history this week. I mean, and history is something. Sometimes you got to bring it out, but a lot of times when you hear how they did us in the past, it burns my Boudin. Let me tell you a couple things that burn my Boudin this week. Talking about the country, I was in the Acadiana area this week, and I saw this billboard, and the billboard said, "Aborted. Now that's injustice," and it was in Broussard. So let me set the picture a little bit. It was a little black baby, like an infant, on the billboard, and the connotation was abortion is injustice, not the shit that y'all think is injustice. You know what I mean? Like, that shit wild to me. That burned my Boudin. I'm telling you.
Let me ask you a question. Seriously.
I'm listening.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how, and I'm not being facetious, I'm seriously asking this, how sure are you that it was like a clapback?
Okay, I'm going to say it was a good, honestly, 6, because I felt like it was subtle enough, but I think the black baby is what, like, and the slogan, now that's injustice. I don't think people would have worked the word injustice into an abortion ad when the word, you get what I'm saying?
I feel you. Let me ask you a question. So this is gonna solidify it for me because I got a mental picture in my head of how that billboard looked. Was it yellow? I don't know why it's yellow.
It was red. It was red.
Okay. So did the word that get amplified?
Ooh, I don't know. I was driving
because like that's a big deal.
I tried to Google it after I did because I was like, I want to talk about this on a podcast, but I couldn't find it. Obviously, like on a nowhere. Like no one's talking about it. It's right there by passing by like walk-ons and everything. Right there in Broussard, by Albertsons,
and it's by walk-ons.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? It's
probably funded by Brandon Hargrave.
him and your boy from Acadiana Ambulance, man. But yeah, man, like I don't know. It's just I think that you remember Roger, like maybe when we first started the podcast in 2017, that there was like we were saying, oh, that's the word of the year. And I don't remember what one of the words of the year was, but we definitely have had them over the years. That's like, oh. Everything they're gonna talk about the what was it? Trump's word. They was talking about the it's gonna hit me while this podcast is going on at some point. But there's a word
Claude.
of the year. Was it what?
No, that was life.
No, man. I was like, no, that is not what I meant. No, not at all. Rhetoric. Rhetoric was the word of like 2017. You remember we saying this,
like
right?
fake news. I mean, fake news.
Fake news. Like these are words that are synonymous with a time. They're synonymous with a movement. I think that injustice is a word that's synonymous with the Black Lives Matter movement and what's going on right now. And if they put up, that's injustice, that's telling me that that's a clapback. I'm like, to me it is. Los, I mean, what do you think, Los?
Yo, no, it definitely sounds like they were the shits to me. It don't take much for me to be ready. Like you said with the black baby and that's just like, come on now, we know what you're saying, bro. Ain't nobody stupid.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's funny. It's like the Christian people, right?
I'm definitely not surprised it's up.
It's supposed to be the Christian people, though, right? Because they're talking about abortion, but they still find time.
They're the worst ones, though.
The worst?
We know that. The worst.
Worse. Motherfuckers never loved us. That's all I'm saying. Hey, man, listen. Let me tell you another thing that burns my Boudin this week. Them sweaty daddies, man. Them after workout shits. Burn my Boudin.
Oh man. Oh, and it be like you can't get to the toilet fast enough, bro.
How long y'all want to spend on this topic?
When I wrote it, right, I was like, I don't ever really say real life regular shit all the time.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm saying, you know, it's a very, very best friend weekend type conversation, and I just don't know if that's what our listeners want to hear about the viscosity of our poo. You know,
3 minutes.
So
I mean, no, they have it too. After you
yeah, I
work
mean,
out.
I feel like everybody. I feel
You
like
got a
everybody
real
got
good
a
one?
shit, and it's not even the viscosity of the shit, Raj. I think it's to me the thing that burns my Boudin about it is the fact that you're sitting on the toilet still sweating. Like that's just disgusting.
So what I will say, full disclosure, is you know, you for sure, I don't know Los' setup, but you work out at home a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, it seems like you got a direct line to the toilet. Most of the time when I work out, it's somewhere else. And so I get a little
Dry off
windshield time, you know?
That makes
so
sense.
I could, yeah. And after I finish working out, like if I go hoop, I kind of like to sit around for a little while so that I'm not just sticking to my leather seats.
Yeah. So maybe that is a me-centric thing because I can work out at my house. I get off the elliptical for 50 and I'm like, all right, got shit. I'm like
right
dripping.
I go run and do sprints at the park road about the house. It's like 2 minutes down the street. So I'm flying back, sweating, trying to get to that toilet.
Yeah, I don't have that same experience.
The hard part is wiping, man.
Yeah. That's not fun. It's not a fun aspect of it. What I usually do is take a big towel that's sitting around and like put it on my shoulders to like try not to sweat all over. Because when you stand up in the toilet seat just full of sweat, it's like, what's going on? This is disgusting.
Yeah.
I also let me highlight that you know, of course I haven't forgotten where I came from, but I live in a place where I don't sweat very much. So, you know, I play rec sports in a full game in the sun and I don't break one sweat.
That's because I don't necessarily think you're out there playing hard.
No, I do play hard. I do. Come on. I play hard. I just don't. I don't sweat that much in Denver. It's just not. You know, it's not a lot of humidity out here. It's not.
Raj, well, let's just say I'm just gonna say as a coach, if my kids wasn't sweating, I did not think that they was out there playing hard. But that's just my opinion.
I sweat in Houston. When we hoop, I sweat a lot. Like
if you was on my team, I would say that you would burn my Boudin. Let me tell you the last thing that burns my Boudin this week, and it's pretending to wear a mask all the time when you see people. Like how long do you go before you take it off? Like it's like a rubber, right? It's like you use it for the first couple of times, then you kind of like comfortable with the person, so you just take that mask off. It's the same idea. It's unrealistic to sit in the house with a mask on. Like that burns my Boudin to have to be like, I got this mask on
in the house. Then you can't hear each other talk. You be like, what you said?
Your mask covers
so
your
it
ears.
burns your Boudin that people wear like in intimate settings. People wear their mask.
Something like that. I feel like once you made that decision to come into my house, and I've made that decision to let you into my house, that is kind of like, you know, we're in each other's space. We don't have to be right on top of each other, but you don't need to be wearing a mask in the crib.
That's very, very funny. And I'm not saying like wholeheartedly that I think that that's a contradiction, but that man trying to protect you. That's you should appreciate it.
Listen, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it from a standpoint of somebody coming in my house to sit down. I'm saying if I go in somebody else's house, I don't want to put on a mask.
Okay.
You have let me in to your house during coronavirus season. I will agree to do whatever you want. If you say keep your mask on, I'm going to probably want to leave. I would prefer you to say, go sit over there far away from me. Don't come up all close to me. Then I'd be like, okay.
And had a hand sanitizer and wash your hands.
That I could do that. I could go sit on the little bar chair away from you and talk shit and clown and whatever.
I don't really like conflict, but I will say this. If I go to anybody's house and they say, so I would imagine that this conversation would happen at the door. And they say, hey, you got a mask? I would say it wouldn't be conflicting. Like I wouldn't start conflict, but I would say I'm good, bro. I'm not coming in. Like,
so
I wouldn't.
Like Raj, when you came to Houston, I mean, you know, there's a world where I could have been like, "Hey, Raj, you're gonna need to wear a mask the whole time you're in here."
No, I mean I wouldn't have. Like I would have went somewhere else. To be honest, I would have went somewhere else. Because I get it. Like I get it. But if someone wants to come into my house and they want to wear the mask, I'm not gonna be mad at them. I don't know if that's what you were saying, but
yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, Raj. That I'm not worried about. Like if you want to come in my house and sit down with a mask, that I appreciate you being very respectful. But if you invite me to the crib, I'm coming raw booty. Unless you tell me, before ahead of time this is talked about. Hey, bro, I ain't really been seeing a bunch of people, so if you don't mind, could you have your mask on? And I'll be like, for sure, I'll still pull up, but I'm not gonna stay long.
What am I pulling up to do?
I don't know. Shoot the shit, I guess.
So, yeah, shoot the shit. So I'm pulling up to shoot the shit. So no, we can shoot the shit right now. What's good? Let's just talk right now.
I'd just be like, hey man, why just step outside?
Yeah, go in the environment, cuz that's hilarious.
No, I'm not wearing a mask. Honestly, like I think I've never worn a bra in my life, but I do understand how like women talk about taking their bra off is like a sigh of relief when they get home. I think I kind of understand because when I get outside of a place where I have to wear a mask, because I wear a mask for 8 hours a day. And I get to take that mask off after them 8 hours. I feel like that's very similar to a woman taking their bra off at the end of the day.
Pretty sure it is.
Right? No, I mean, when I walk out the store and get in the car, I'll be like, and that's just short stints, cutting. So I definitely agree. I agree. Hey man, I got a couple questions for y'all before we get really into some stories. First one, man, is macaroni and cheese only a thing when it's macaroni?
I don't use macaroni noodles.
That's my point.
And like elbow.
I don't think Louisiana. Well, there's elbow noodles are macaroni noodles, but there are like long macaroni noodles too. But do like people in Louisiana call everything macaroni and cheese, mac and cheese? Even if it ain't macaroni, right? Like it's still mac and cheese, right?
Yeah.
Like you could
definitely
linguine, cutting that's mac and cheese, cutting
mac and cheese. You're not wrong when you're right.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I think
they do like crawfish fettuccine and stuff. You know, there's other things, but
I think macaroni is a dish, huh? Or is it a shape? Like what is it?
Macaroni is the noodle.
The noodle part.
Like when you go buy a noodle, it's like linguine, spaghetti, macaroni. That's.
But I thought it was called elbow.
Those little ones you're talking about are elbows of macaroni. But there are also long macaronis too. So macaroni is like the little tube daddy. You know, it's the tube
but
daddy.
Then they got elbow macaroni.
There you go. They got kneecap macaroni too. That's the kind they sell in Shreveport.
That's what they put in that corn pudding.
That corn pudding.
Nah, we ain't got we don't have it in there. That's disgusting.
They got cream corn.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to disrespect corn pudding until
I taste it. I know
until I try it and like it.
I think I didn't had it before, and I think it was good. But
of course it's good. Of course it's good. It's probably salty if it's from Shreveport, but I'm sure it's good.
Nah, it ain't salty.
Don't play with that corn pudding. Let me ask y'all one other question. I've been finding myself just bumping satellite radio in the car. Do you have a satellite radio station?
Hip hop. When I do listen to it on road trip, be the little hip hop one where they cussing and no commercials.
I thought to myself when I saw this question come up on the podcast outline, and I was like, y'all some bougie niggas. Like to have XM radio, like people don't really have XM radio, do they?
Well, we got new cars and shit, so.
And then I remember to myself, I have XM radio as well.
No, hold up. The new cars thing wasn't a flex. The new car thing was it's kind of free for a year type shit.
That's the only reason I got it.
Either way,
That's
it's
the
a
only
flex.
reason I got it.
It don't matter if you're on your free trial because you got it for a year, you got a new whip, so I'm flexing.
Okay.
Or if you pay for it, I'm flexing that way too because I'm not listening to the same thing that y'all peons listen to. So, yes, Sirius XM Fly.
Fly.
I don't change it from Sirius XM Fly.
Okay. See, I know. I mean, they got some people out here who might want to know. I mean, I listen to The Heat. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop and R&B, and it'd be a lot.
So the no cursing one. No curse.
The no cursing daddy, the one with Summer Walker, and Usher.
My curse.
Let me ask you. You know what? I definitely figured, like I said, whenever I saw this question come about, I figured we would all be in the 40s, somewhere in the 40s.
It was like 46, I think, is 47.
Something like
46. 47 is Fly.
Okay.
What channel outside of the 40s do you ever listen to?
The ESPN radio.
Okay, so 80.
Yeah.
Familiar
I
with
turned
that.
it. I turned it on.
And then I put
So
the college game day, the 80, the 81, the 80, all of them Mad Dog, Mike and the Mad Dog radio, all of them.
So I became, at one point in time, it was the Jamie Foxx station. I was a big fan of that.
Okay.
That was cool. But now it's the Kevin Hart station and it's trash. And then
Laugh Out Loud Daddy.
Laugh Out Loud Network is the worst. Like it's the worst. But I also just to be way outside the box, I had a pretty tough job. I'll even tell you where it was at. It was at Enterprise for a while, for 5 years, and I would be worn down after every day. And the only thing that would get my mind right was Seriously Sinatra. So I'd listen to Seriously Sinatra on my commute back to New Iberia.
They say he had slaves.
Right.
I'm sure everybody had, when you break it down, if you was white 100 years ago, you had slaves.
He had Sammy Davis. He owned Sammy Davis Jr.
Junior.
Victor Moe Jr. Call him all the time. Hang out all the time. Hey, underrated movie, man. If y'all ain't watched Money Talks in a while, Charlie Sheen, Chris Tucker.
That's so funny.
Classic. Always going to be a classic.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Oh,
Sammy Davis Jr.
I be listening to, what is it? It's not, what's the number? Oh, it's 1619. That's the Farrakhan station. Nah.
You and Nick Cannon.
And Deshaun Jackson.
And
Deshaun Jackson. Well, 1619 is a relevant number because it's the 1619 project with slavery in America, and I threw in Farrakhan. But yeah, no, not a thing. There's not a Farrakhan station. There's not a Farrakhan station. The Hotep Radio. They probably got a big fire Hotep station. I just don't know what it is, man.
I don't think they have a Hotep station.
You don't think so?
Oh, they got one.
They got Fox News, so they got the polar opposite of a Hotep station. They probably got One America News.
But it's not a Hotep station. I don't think there was a black network. Like I don't think.
Gotta be.
I didn't scan through before, and I don't remember ever seeing like a black network. I've seen like the Catholic network and like other like demographics of either religion or race or other races.
LGBTQ
but never black. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably an LGBTQ plus. But
they got a chicken and giblets radio. It's for y'all niggas over there, nigga. It's over there.
See, that's what I don't like about the Laugh Out Loud.
That's the Hotel Radio.
What I don't like about the Laugh Out Loud radio is they never play like Dave Chappelle. Like they don't play that. They play no names.
Oh, he trying to put people on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, part of it be putting people on, but the other part is how is that even relevant, man? Speaking of somebody who be on XFM, SXM, XFL. What the fuck? No. Anyway, do we think Common out here taking L's?
Hey, you saw that? It's a lady on World Star saying Common had tried to rape her.
I wasn't even talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that he with Derek Coleman, the Tiffany Haddish.
Boy.
Tiffany Haddish hurting.
Nothing wrong with. She just cut her hair. Ain't there?
No. Tiffany Haddish wasn't cute before that.
She was straight. Don't
come on. She was alright.
Okay.
What? Come
on now.
So,
she wasn't hurt.
I'm not doing that one. I think Tiffany Haddish.
All right. So okay. Let's do some shit. Let's do some shit since y'all want to talk.
Here you go.
Last week, if I should remind y'all, Rog Smuve got on this podcast and said some disparaging words about D Wade's ex old lady, and said that
I told him
that man is D Wade. And he should be able to do better than that because he was the best basketball player in his high school and blah, 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 and all that other shit. Nigga, that's Common. Women love Common. Cause y'all just both said Tiffany Haddish, she alright. So is he losing?
Okay.
Yes.
No, I don't. So there's also There's also the like you can't. Okay, so I don't want to say the word ugly, but like there's also like Dwayne Wade wife or ex-wife, and I'm explaining how my feelings, and I'm gonna tie it together with Tiffany Haddish. So like Dwayne Wade's wife was very unattractive to me, like very unattractive.
She wasn't that
Tiffany Haddish is alright. I agree with you, but Tiffany Haddish has a lure of being a celebrity. So like she's not just, if I'm gonna have a regular chick from high school, she gotta be the baddest chick at the high school that I'm gonna just end up staying with. If I'm gonna have a celebrity chick, she could be alright, but be a celebrity as well. So I'm cool with Common and Tiffany Haddish.
Like Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, I think that Common do like Drake. You know how Drake was like, oh, I'm gonna mess with Jennifer Lopez, and I'm gonna mess with Serena, and I'm gonna mess with like just kind of Rihanna or whoever else stand in the public eye in that way. I mean, Common just an old version of that, and he do it like he's Serena Williams he was on, and maybe Alicia Keys back in the day. I don't remember all of the people that Common been on, but Erica Badu, you know, he be with a bunch of like whoever hot at the time he want to be with him, and I feel like that's all this Tiffany Haddish thing is right now, and she just not like she look like her mouth stank. Cutting like that's on y'all. Cutting y'all can like.
I just don't like Tiffany Haddish's mold, but outside of that, I think she's.
Why are you judging black women that way, my brother? We got to stand for our queen. That's some of the problem today, black man.
I'm saying, Cutting. I love black women, just not all of them.
Something wrong with this cat. Man, I don't think Tiffany Haddish that
I'm
bad,
like a nigga in Chicago. Black Lives Matter, just not his, nigga. Like same idea, man. Same technique. No.
Nah, man, you tripping. Haddish ain't that bad, especially when she get dressed up and stuff. She look nice, man.
Yeah, y'all do what y'all want, man. I know who would agree with me. Moose Daniels of Urban Flowsaurus. Now's as good a time as any to check out the good folks at Urban Flowsaurus. The big homie Moose Daniels has been supplying a steady stream of independent, underground, and exclusive R&B, hip-hop, and beyond across your airwaves. Pretty much any day of the week, you can catch Mr. Hydrate or Intoxicate on Facebook Live under Urban Flowsaurus, spinning something extra soulful or jazzy that'll either take you back to a certain time in your life or make you wonder why you never heard that track before. Go to his Linktree at linktree.com/Urban Flowsaurus to find the links for the radio shows, podcasts, and live performances from Moose Harris, and be sure to follow him at Moose_Harris on Instagram and Twitter. Man, listen, it's so many ways to consume music these days, and Urban Flowsaurus produces content in every which way imaginable. So check him out. Moose Harris of Urban Flowsaurus, a different voice with a show like you've never heard before.
Ooh, if you're looking for the biggest moose on the bayou who think Tiffany Haddish nice, holler at that boy Moose.
Hey, all of you mooses and cats.
Hey, all you mooses and mices.
Hey man, let's have a little bit of bubble talk. I know we stopped the Rona talk for the bubble talk now that the NBA season back on. Los, what you said the other day, that what it looked like, open gym? Talk to
Boys playing open gym and that, man. Hey, listen, it's people balling that don't never ball like this when there's people in the crowd, man.
What's your boy name for the Pacers who killing it?
What?
Oh, damn, I can't remember that boy
twice.
Yeah, that boy had 38, 50.
Come on,
TJ Warren.
Well, open gym.
TJ Warren.
TJ.
That boy in open gym with them virtual fans up there. Oh,
I think the livest thing though, when they were playing open gym, and I might be the first person who said this out loud, so I'm kind of excited about this. when this past summer when they were playing in real open gym, we did a debate on the podcast because Devin Booker said you don't double in open gym in pickup ball, right?
Yeah.
He got doubled by Kawhi Leonard and PG and still hit a game winner over him last night.
You know why? Because they had him practice.
Because he practiced in open gym. That's exactly why.
Yeah. That boy ready for open gym, dog. He been ready. He been getting double open gym since 3 years ago.
That's my point. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that that's a thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Raj, what are your thoughts on the restart?
I mean, my heart, my mind, my spirit, my energy is all going out to hoping that the Pelicans make the playoffs. I want to, I want to see
everything breaking right for us, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they trying to make it happen. We just gotta. The thing is it's so tight. It's so tight.
No, but Memphis lost every game. Memphis lost every game. And they lost their best player. That's crazy.
Who's that? Who lost their best player?
Jaron Jackson Jr., whatever his name is. Out of there.
You talking about the Memphis?
Yeah.
So he's gone? He got hurt?
He out for the season, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well,
and
I'm not worried about Memphis. Memphis, I never expected. Memphis had the hardest schedule left.
Yeah, they did.
Like out of any team. So
they weren't going to make it. They weren't going to make it in the regular thing. Honestly,
exactly. Memphis wasn't gonna make the playoffs. It's them other teams. It's the fact
Portland.
that the Trailblazers last year was the 3 seed.
Yeah.
It's the fact that the like the Suns up and coming and the Kings up and coming and the Spurs always gonna be a nuisance. And we just messing with all of them teams.
Yeah.
And we young and we don't really know how to win games, close games yet. Then I'm just worried.
But we only play Zion 12 minutes a game.
But when he finished the game the other night, that boy went ham.
Yes.
Ham. I was a little worried because whenever I watched, because at the beginning of the game, they was just blocking him. Like they just was kind of just
your boy, Jaron Jackson III Jr.
Right? And then once he got it going, he couldn't stop Zion. Like he literally couldn't stop him. You had Lonzo throwing the ball from the other gym, and it was fun to watch.
Well, I'm looking
from the boat in the bubble.
I'm looking at it. So one of these games is going to be Sacramento game's going to already be played by the time you guys listen to this podcast. But we got Sacramento, Washington, San Antonio, Sacramento again, and then Orlando. I mean, we have a schedule where we should win 4 out of 5. At least 4 out of 5 we should be able to win. The big games are obviously the Sacramento games, which didn't seem like a big game, but now it is, and definitely the San Antonio game. Washington should be a for sure win. I mean, the goal is to get to the 8th seed, right? So that you got to win only one, and then the other team got to beat you twice. So yeah, I've watched every minute of the Pelicans restart, and like you said, I'm right there with you. And the fact that everybody else keeps losing bodes well for us. So fingers crossed on that.
Let's get there.
Fingers crossed on that. So what do we think about the names on the back of the jerseys? Like, I really want to know which ones y'all think is the best. I think the NBA did a cool thing where they went and said, like, the first couple of games it was just on the top. Then it was like, okay, we'll let you put your name on the bottom, and we'll put the stuff on the top.
That part's
fire.
Because I was like, who is that dude?
Yeah. That part's fire. But
John and Quality.
Educational Process Jones.
Hold up. This is why are you stupid? Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
Carlos Justice. Like I was like, I don't know who this guy is.
No, some of them are cool with just kind of the name on the top and then their real last name. Like, I don't remember what lines. It could be cool. Like, if it was like, I don't know, like
Education Reform Ball.
Yeah, that kind of shit. I think Ball is a great one.
No.
Yeah, like
say his name. Say their names. Ball.
How many more balls? Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Wow.
So
that's whoa.
So no. These are all of the names that are on the back of the jerseys. It's either Black Lives Matter, say their names, vote, I can't breathe, justice, peace, equality, freedom, enough, power to the people, justice now, say her name, si sa puede, or yes we can, liberation, see us, hear us, respect us, love us, listen to us, stand up, ally, anti-racist, I am a man, speak up, how many more, group economics, education reform, Matthews, and mentor.
Who was in the room while they was making this?
Yeah, some of those are like some of them are fucking stupid to me because it's supposed to be collective work, cooperative economics, not group economics. That sounds stupid to me.
Who was in the room? That's why I would ask. Who was in the room? The owners, the NFL owners. Like, who's in the room when they was making this?
What said Jerry Jones and Dan Snyder?
Who's in the room? Like, hey, that's what we gonna tell them to put on there. Okay,
This is the approved list.
So what's your favorite one?
I thought it would have been cool. Like, and I think that some of the players, I didn't really look into it as much, but I think some of the players wanted to have like actual people's name. Like, I want to put
Trayvon
Floyd
Martin
on the back of my name, you know, or Trayvon, or Bland, you know, like I want to put these names on the back, and I don't think that they let them.
They didn't.
No, they had an approval list for you gonna put, you know, whatever they approved on.
Well, I mean, it's nothing more normal than putting Bland on the back of my jersey. You know,
It's
like,
the most bland thing ever.
Yeah, it's the most
Bland green,
flavorless. Anyway, so
Bland green.
I think that like I think that it is. I think it's good. Okay, so I'm not gonna sweat it, but you know, like you said in a more eloquent way than I can say, I think that they should have like let them put whatever they want to put, just as long as they didn't say fuck the popo or something, you know.
So we'll come back to that in a second. Let me ask you this first. Just the first thing. What's your favorite one that you've seen? On the back for me, it's I Am a Man. I like that a lot.
yeah.
That
Enough.
you like enough?
Yeah. I like the short ones. I don't like the ones that make like a
arc.
Arc. But I'm thinking of that shirt that was like that Kanye West shirt that was like Mamba, I am Kobe Bryant. I don't remember exactly what it said, but I just needed to say something. Justice, enough, peace, like those. Ally. I like the ally one, the white dudes that be wearing the ally one.
Gotta be a white dude though.
What you call it? I think Rudy Gobert's one said, "I can't breathe."
I can't. Rudy Gobert. I don't know if you like. This is dead. Like, I'm dead serious about this. Rudy Gobert actually has not regained his sense of
Smell.
Taste.
Yeah.
So like, I think it says I can't smell on the back, or like olfactoryless or something like that on the back of his jersey.
5 senses.
Well, 4 senses, but yeah.
That's funny, though. Y'all are stupid. It's funny that they could also put it in another language. So I've seen a lot of people like that kind of flex of putting it in whatever their home languages is. What do we think about the people who have decided? Like you said, some people said, "Oh, I wanted my own message," so they feel kind of way. The people who don't put anything on the top of their jersey, LeBron and his dick riding teammates, Harden, Kawhi, PG, Embiid, Simmons. Like, what do you think about the people who decide to say, "Nah, I don't want it"? How do they look to y'all?
I mean, I think it's regular to me. I just think, you know, some of those you named, you know, a lot of big name guys. You know, so I think they, you know,
but a lot of big name guys do have it, is what I'm saying. Like, you know, like damn PG. I mean, Chris Paul wearing it, and Russell Westbrook wearing it, and Zion wearing it, and like.
They're not big as LeBron.
The whole Celtics team. I get you. They're not as big as LeBron. But what is your thought on
PP Rider?
No,
I honestly, his own message. I don't feel no kind of way about it.
Yeah, it's a choice. Like, I think it was kind of cool that Jimmy Butler didn't want to wear nothing. Like, he didn't even want to wear Butler, and they didn't want to let him do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, like that's a message in itself. Like, I think he was trying to do something. I also think it's kind of weird when like you try to do something different. You know, like, I don't know, like
just to be doing something different.
Kind of, yeah. Like if it was like Chris Paul and he wore it in Swahili, and like, I just be like, hey, you know, shut up.
Kente cloth.
Al would have definitely did something. If everybody hit, he was like, I'm watching. I'm gonna make mine. It's gonna be French.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in Crown Royal bags.
Creole.
You know,
English.
I think I don't know. I don't like
Wakanda letters.
Like, if LeBron them nowhere.
Yeah, there you go. See, I told you.
Okay, so Raj,
bandana.
No, I said Wakanda letters, but no, I honestly think that. Okay, and we're gonna get to this point in a second. That when it's one of these things where it shows more solidarity when everybody just chooses to do the thing that's calling issues, and it makes you look like you bigger than it. And I think that all of the Lakers who not wearing stuff on their back are only doing it because LeBron's not doing it, and they like, well, we don't want everybody on the team to to be having it except for LeBron, because then it's gonna make LeBron look like he the only one who not with the shits. So he probably without saying it, bullied his teammates into not putting stuff on it. Because I mean, it's not a lot of them. Like Caruso, I saw had like Black Lives Matter.
Hey LeBron, what you wearing? I ain't wearing nothing.
No.
Oh, you're not gonna put
LeBron? What you wearing? We ain't wearing nothing.
It's like, nah, we ain't wearing nothing. They ain't have us come in and choose it. They let the NFL owners choose what we had on the back of our jerseys. I don't want to wear what they want. What they want to say.
I don't know. I just feel like
I'm more an athlete on there.
I feel like I feel like if Anthony Davis was on a different team, he'd have something on his back because he's such a. When I say the rider, that's kind of what I mean. You know that. But he on LeBron.
That's what he's gonna have. Ryder Davis.
Ryder Davis.
Not ride or die. Ryder Davis.
Stupid, man. Speaking of people who don't want to do something, what's his name? Jonathan Isaac. And I'm gonna read because it's a lot, but whatever. Isaac made headlines this week when he became the first player to stand during the national anthem. Everybody else is kneeling. He said, "I believe that Black Lives Matter. A lot went into my decision, and part of it is I thought that kneeling or wearing the Black Lives Matter T-shirt doesn't go hand in hand with supporting Black lives. So I felt like, just me personally, what is that I believe is taking on a stance that I do believe that Black Lives Matter, but I just felt like it was a decision that I had to make. And it didn't feel like putting that shirt on or kneeling went hand in hand with supporting Black lives. I believe that for myself, my life has been supported by gospel, Jesus Christ, and everyone is made in the image of God, and that we all forge through God's glory. Each and every one of us do things that we shouldn't do and say things that we shouldn't say. We hate and we dislike things that we shouldn't hate and dislike. And sometimes it gets to a point where we point fingers. Who's evil? Who's worse? And sometimes it comes down to whose evil is most visible. So I felt like I wanted to take a stand on, we all make mistakes. But I think that the gospel of Jesus Christ is that there's grace for us. And that Jesus came and died for our sins. And that if we all come to an understanding of that, and that God wants to have a relationship with us, that we can get kept all of the things in the world that are messed up or jacked up. Oh my God. This is, okay. I think when you look around, racism isn't the only thing that plagues our society, that plagues our nation, that plagues our world. And I think coming together on the message that we want to get past not only racism, but everything that plagues us as a society, I feel like the answer to that is gospel.
I think he was raised by his grandma.
No, I think basically all lives matter to him. Like
that too.
That part. Like, so
his grandma definitely raised him.
I mean, I'm sure it is planned to be said, but did you hear what happened to Jonathan Isaac?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lord made him kneel down. Gospel.
Church,
nigga.
Anytime the Lord calls for you to kneel and you want to stand, the Lord, I say the Lord will bow you down. Whether it's an MCL, ACL, PCL, BLM, he will have you kneel.
Yeah, man, I don't know. That happened Sunday against the Kings, man. Like, yeah, I mean, tore up his knee.
Ain't that something?
The king of all kings.
Made him kneel.
Yeah.
They had to take him.
They took him to the king. He didn't have a thing, huh? I don't have much to bring. We can't be laughing at that man misery. Dan Levitar got in trouble for asking on the poll. He's like, put it on the poll. Is Jonathan Isaac's injury funny? That's
Levitar is funny.
They said that the reason people don't get behind Dan Levitar is because his show feels like it's an inside joke. But the thing is, I feel like I'm in on that joke every time I watch the show, so I like it.
Every single time.
Yeah, they are funny, man. So yeah, that happened to him. And another person was Myers Leonard. But this was actually a white boy. He's a former Illinois star whose brother served in the military and explained his reasons for dissent with his teammates. Today I listened to my heart. I felt an overwhelming amount of emotion as I stood there during the national anthem. My brother and many of my close friends have sworn to protect this country at all costs, and that means something to me, as does the flag in our nation. He was greeted with praise and compassion from the media. his black teammates listened to his reasons and even preemptively and publicly rushed to his defense. Heat players put their hands around his legs in support as he stood with his hand on his heart, wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt nonetheless, worn by almost all of the NBA players. Guess what else is funny about that? He used to start. Now he hasn't played in a single game during the restart. I think they looked at him and said, "You standing up there right now, man, during the national anthem. You must be tired. So let us give you a seat. Come on, come on,
That's
sit
funny.
right here."
I'm gonna say from and I don't know about Myers Leonard starting. Looked like he did start 49 games this season. Ain't that something? I didn't know that. But what I did just from the visual of watching Myers Leonard standing up with a Black Lives Matter shirt on at least, and then watching Jonathan Isaac stand up with his jersey on. To me, I was mad at Drew Brees. I'm not mad at Drew Brees no more. Like if Drew Brees want to stand for the flag and honor his grandfather, whoever, then it's whatever. Do your thing. But I would imagine that Drew Brees would wear a Black Lives Matter shirt.
Exactly, like Myers Leonard.
Like Myers Leonard did. But Jonathan Isaac, come on, bro. Like you're thinking too much into it. Like I get it. We love the Lord too. But come on, you could show some love to your people as well. Like you don't have to wear nothing on your back. Like we just said, okay, yeah, we would rather you wear something on your back. But if you don't want to, it's all good. But at least do something to unify yourself with the movement or your players.
Raj, what's the hierarchy? Wear the name on your back, wear the Black Lives Matter shirt, kneel for the anthem. Which one do you have to do first? Which one is the
You gotta wear the Black Lives Matter shirt.
Gotta wear the Black Lives Matter shirt. First and foremost.
Then what else?
Second, you gotta kneel.
I think kneel, and then last, but where I'm like, all right, you don't have to do that is you put a name on your shirt if you want to wear your name. Because I heard Austin Rivers was like, man, I would have wore Trayvon if they would have let me, but I don't want to wear none of that other stuff, so I'm gonna just wear Rivers. Mm-hmm. But I would have wore Trayvon if they would have let me. Yeah. Because that happened in my area. And there was other people that was like, so this happened in my area, this happened in my area, and I would have wore that person's name, but they wouldn't let them, so they just like, I'm gonna just wear my name. So I'm cool with that. But
so he's not education reform Rivers?
Nah.
Anyway. No, I don't like that one either. That's the
worst one. That's the absolute worst one. Yeah. I get the concept. The whatever, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a lot. I'm watching all of these games and I'm geared up for it right now, but I just don't know, kind of, if this is going to get out and be a thing that they're actually I don't know. Is putting Black Lives Matter on the court and stuff like that enough to really make substantive change? That's my thought.
No.
I mean, I think it's a start though that you're acknowledging it. I think if we're gonna really make some change, they gotta start putting their money where their court is.
Let me, you know who you're affecting, and I really think this. I guess Los, I jumped to say no, but I think the awareness is to kids, because the people that's not the adults that's just nah, I ain't with that. You can't change. I don't think we're gonna change their mind, but their kids, the kids that idolize Steph Curry and idolize LeBron and whoever else is next, Giannis. Yeah, and they see them doing this stuff. I think we making for a better future.
It is.
I'm gonna at least hold out hope for that. But the adults, I think that they kind of just stuck in their ways if they're not with the movement by now.
I think that speaking out on this and just kind of having a bigger platform is doing something. It might not be doing everything. It's doing something. I don't know. If Maya Leonard was on my team, the standing up thing, though, I don't know. As his black teammate, that kind of part. That's a strong.
I'm looking at you crazy.
That's
bro.
A strong stance for a white man, and I would be like, he don't have the right to play.
So what you think about Miles
for Nothin NICE to say?
They say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Aldo NICE.
Ain't nothing nice. Yeah.
Oh. So one time for the Edo Empire, man. This podcast is brought to you by Edo's. Our first ever name drop and ding and sponsor. Friends of the program and big BFW supporters. So our folks at Edo's were all over the news this week. Not because they were featured in this month's AAA Texas Journey magazine, which they were. Not because they were featured on TexasMonthly.com under the heading, "This Cajun Tex-Mex taco truck is a true taste of Houston," which they were. No. It was because they made the Houston news with a picture from the Edo Hand Car Wash. The picture was of a yellow Lamborghini truck getting scrubbed up at the wash. Why would they make the news, you might ask? It's because the truck belongs to none other than Lee Price III, a.k.a. Tyrone Hankerson Jr. of coronavirus, a.k.a. the Cardi B of procuring CARES Act funds. Let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Lee. He was arrested on charges of making false statements to a financial institution, wire fraud, bank fraud, and engaging in an unlawful monetary transaction this week. He spent $1.6 billion in COVID-19 relief funds on a $200,000 luxury vehicle. That's that Lambo. A Ford F-350 pickup truck. Real estate in a Rolex. Additionally, buku strip club trips and hookah purchases with Danny. U.S. Attorney Ryan K. Patrick said Price cooked up a scheme to submit fraudulent applications for the Paycheck Protection Program loans. The loans were intended to help businesses continue to pay employees during the pandemic. One of the applications was for 713 Construction, listed a CEO who died a month before it was even submitted. Price got $700,000 for that one, and another $900,000 for Price Enterprise Holdings. Neither company has employees, according to the charges. Now that he done got caught up, all of his former mugshots are hitting the internet for a little fire collage of wildin' that dates back to 2007. This nigga been a criminal since way back. Some of the shots look like Lil Bow Wow, some look like Chris Brown, others look like he a male stripper or a legitimate businessman. The boy has many faces. And the more I think about it, this was probably his grand play. The scam that would set him up for the rest of his life. But it didn't work out. But I can't actually hate. Shoot. And he missed. But it got me to thinking, what would a smart nigga do if he tried to make the same play and not a career criminal who probably not all that intelligent? I'm not considering it. Well, not seriously at least. But I'll leave you with this. Not every crime is for everyone. And I ain't got nothing nice to say about crooks trying to pull off crimes that's out of their tax bracket. So I won't say nothing at all.
Yeah, man. I think when you do stuff like that, you gotta relax, bro. You know what I mean? Like when you said he got a Lambo, right? 200. He went and got him a Rolex, some property. Damn, they're broke. If he went to the hookah daddy with Danny, I mean, I'm doing the math right now. He got about maybe $25,000 left.
And he paid for parking. He had to pay for parking.
Oh, well, okay. He got about $1,500 left then.
I mean, I'm feeling like them bottles was cheaper right now because it's the COVID, so they're encouraging people to come back, like D. Scott said. So,
but you buy more of the bottles and you still spending strip club money.
That's funny. That boy went out there and just said, "I'm going to do the damn thing," like Tyrone Hankerson. I mean, you know, a bunch of people doing it. A bunch of people trying to get over on the COVID.
Oh yeah.
What do y'all think? Do they deserve like special punishment for this because of the extenuating circumstances, or it's just any kind of fraud like any other fraud?
I think they should test the coronavirus cure on them.
That's not. Come on, you don't think? Come on. I think this is just any kind of fraud. I think shit happens.
People are opportunists.
I think some fell in that man's lap and he was like, "Ooh."
Ain't you like when Katrina hit? Everybody was getting that money.
You feel what I'm saying? So look, I think this is just it. I think he just took advantage. I think it's fraud.
Los, I think you frauded Los, I think you frauded the people after Hurricane Harvey getting all that money you got. Nah.
Hey, nah, you lying.
Carlos Hankerson.
Carlos Hankerson Sr.
Carlos Lee.
I ain't get $1.
You just got.
In fact, I gave.
Los the one who hit me up.
Everywhere.
Los the one who hit me up and said, "Make sure you said you don't work for the government." I don't remember what the question was, but yeah, his name is Carlos. If y'all ever want to, my number to contact me to get more specific information on his whereabouts, just contact me, inbox me, and I'll let y'all know. Government agencies.
That boy ain't right when he wrong. I'm a man of God.
God. I don't even wear my name. I don't even wear Black Lives Matter shirts. That's what you're saying?
I'm
O'Neal.
Guess what?
Jesus on the back of mine.
I got a picture of this Carlos character at the George Floyd rally with a Black Lives Matter shirt on. So again, he's lying. He's a liar, people. It is what it is, man. The issue we keep dancing around is schools reopening. Los, you sent a story the other day talking about a second grader tested positive for that COVID on the first day of school, man.
You know, Georgia opened their schools back up, and the second grader was in class. You know, went to school. You know, everybody in there. You know, they have an optional mask for the students. Stupid. And they showed a picture.
No, that's real.
And they showed a picture with the high school hallway crowded.
That was in
maybe 3 people had a mask on.
That was in Paulding County, Georgia. That one.
Yeah, but maybe 3 people had a mask on, bro. Like it's gonna get bad really, really soon. Like. You know, it's just nothing you can do about that, especially if a mask are optional and act like kids don't carry that stuff and like kids care about hygiene and stuff like that. Kids don't start washing their ass until they 16, 17.
They said that the kids carry a certain
I think I would do?
Go ahead, Raj.
I just had a visual. What I think I would do is if I was a teacher, I'm gonna make myself my own little bubble. I'm gonna wear my Black Lives Matter shirt and kneel for the flag at the beginning of the day. But what I'm saying is, like, once the day it's gonna have a door to it too. So like, it's nothing but just me and what I brought in there. So like, we not having no examples on the. I wondered, have they ever thought about that? Like, seriously, like, have they ever thought about like making a little like barrier for the teachers?
Oh, I thought you meant like one of them little bubbles, like you go spin around and hit somebody else with the bubble.
In the water.
No, not that. No, I'm talking about like just a makeshift like rectangle in the front of the classroom that I'm in there by myself and like
the board in my computer right there, and y'all just go over there. Y'all go to y'all desk.
Yeah, y'all go do y'all thing.
Your class would be haywire.
Yeah, but still though, I see
it makes
Raj sense. You might be onto something. Like I could see myself walking into a little. Okay, I'm just going into this area. Kids can't come in here, but I feel like the air,
the little plexiglass they put behind at the stores and stuff. That's what they got.
I wouldn't want to go unless
private schools are doing
unless them kids got masks on. I don't want to come.
Yeah, I mean, to me, even if they do, you know,
I'm okay with
if they got
if everybody had masks on, I'd be okay. I could justify it, but if they don't have masks on, I can't justify it, bro. Like I can't justify it.
It's optional.
Mask optional is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. It just don't make sense to me. It's about protecting yourself.
That don't make sense to me either. Especially if it's a middle to a high school.
But the reason they're doing that in states like Georgia and Texas is because it's Republicans who run the state, and they're trying to be in line with Trump's thing where, you know, the state mandates say that you have to wear a mask, but children under like 7 don't. So they're trying to make that apply for schools. But if I'm a teacher like Los, who teaches in a elementary school, I don't want to be around kids with no mask. Like, period.
I'm not doing it.
Like, then build you a bubble. Like I said, just build you a little. It's not all you got to do is go get Saran wrap, I imagine, and then build you up in a couple of pieces of wood and build you a little spot.
Or if I'm a PE teacher, like my esteemed brother, y'all outside every day. Don't even come in the gym.
I would never be inside. I don't care if it's raining.
Yeah,
not going.
No, we're not. I'm not gonna be in this confined area with these children. How y'all doing?
I think
I'm wearing my mask. Y'all go straight outside. I think that's the play, Los.
If I was a PE teacher,
that's the only thing you can do.
If I was a PE teacher / coach, I would just be the mascot all day. That's what I think I would do.
You be the tiger.
I'd just be the mascot all day.
Be the moose all day.
Mascot, Raj, what mascot would you be?
I'd be the Houston Rockets mascot, the little bubble one.
The bear?
The bear. Air conditioner.
Clutch?
Inside?
You'd be Clutch? That's funny.
Clutch, yeah.
Dude, silly man.
Los, what mascot would you be? Man, like I never thought about it. I'm going to be the gorilla from
That gorilla hot. I'm sure it's hot. I definitely want to be either like I want it to be oversized.
Oh, you
like
talking
I want it
about
to be
we
a
talking about
regular
just for
size.
coronavirus purpose?
Right. I get what you're saying.
Oh.
I do like the gorilla one because it's like small. You know, like it's conforming to the body almost.
Okay, so you
It
saying
comes
like
an
you would
outfit.
rather be the Saints dog?
The Saints dog.
Yeah, they got a dog mascot for the Saints with a big dog head.
No. I want. Is he small? Is the dog head small?
No, it's huge.
I would want to be Clemson's mascot if anything.
Oh, big head tiger.
No, that's the small head tiger. The big head tiger is LSU.
But I thought you said you wanted to not get coronavirus.
Well, I mean, okay, so then I'm going back to clutch.
Okay,
I'm
then
gonna be clutch.
Philly fanatic, then that type of thing.
I want to be just an air conditioned bubble.
Condition bubble. Barney, you want
I'll
Clem
be
and
the
your
tall-
Barney
the tall
outfit?
wiener.
I don't want to have felt. And I do have access to a Barney outfit already, so I'll be ready. But I don't want to be. I don't want to have on felt.
Oh
Velveteen.
God. Oh my God! You want to be cool, but you want to be in a bubble.
Yeah.
Raj, the way you're thinking that, like I'm trying to think, there's no mascot that's gonna be able to be. Oh, maybe the Alabama Crimson Tide elephant.
Yeah, but you had to tuck your snout in.
Yeah, but that's probably some air you could pump into that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could.
But it's got velvet though.
It does have velvet, but it's a little closer to what I'm looking for. Like if the clutch outfit was like 4,000 and the Alabama one was 300, I would go with the Alabama. I would look past the felt because I can put like a
little
some sort of tube
a little window unit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
A little window.
You can put a window unit in your shit. Yeah, hey, well, it is what it is, man. School, they gonna do some weird shit. School gonna be a weird little reopen, but I mean, we gotta be here for it.
Oh yeah,
it is a thing, man. Like I said, we're gonna get some intelligent people. We're gonna talk about it soon enough. It ain't necessarily happened yet, but it's coming, man. Other than that, man, I don't have too much else to say, man. Listen, it's been a pleasure to bring you the Best Friend Weekend podcast once again today. This week, as always. Y'all go ahead on check out the merchandise on the site. Follow everything we're doing on YouTube. Follow everything we're doing on Instagram and Twitter. A lot of y'all still need to catch up. Rate us, review us, give us 5 stars if you haven't already done that, and all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. But until next time, have a great weekend. Make it a Best Friend Weekend. And we out.
Happy birthday, CNH.
One time, happy birthday, Graham Star.
One time. Biggity bang bang.